Hello everybody, this is Daniel Lucca Parenti. Thank you so much for joining us at The Professional Musician. Today we're going to talk about a very important step to get your business started, to get your brand moving. We got to build from the ground up, and this is a great first step to get things moving. Now, just like in any business, if you're going to call it something, if you're going to create an entity or a business, you need to give it a name. And if you're going to use a name other than your own personal name, then you need to go down and get this thing registered. It's a very simple process. It's very inexpensive, and we're going to talk about it. Okay, so here we go. Why do I need to register my business name? It's actually very simple. In the eyes of the government, legally, your business will be considered your own personal name until you go and register it. So, for instance, let me give you an example. If I was to start a business called Dan Parenti Music, legally, that will only be called Daniel Parenti until I go down and register the name Daniel Parenti Music. This would be considered a fictitious business name, or also known as DBA name, doing business as Dan Parenti Music. I am Dan Parenti doing business as Dan Parenti Music. This is a really important step to not only starting a business, but also starting a brand. This is your product, so you want to make it official. Okay, so let's talk about the benefits of registering your business. The first one is you get on record. You are safeguarding your business name. If you register your business, nobody else can start a business in that same name. If you don't, there's a chance that might happen. So let's say I wanted to start a business called Lucca's Mixing. Okay, I'm a mixing engineer, that's what I do. But I don't register the name. That means somebody else could come along and start a business name with that same title, Lucca's Mixing, and let's say they do lousy work. Now imagine the confusion if people are looking for a good mixing engineer and they see Lucca's Mixing, or they get a referral about somebody who used your services, and they find this other company called Lucca's Mixing and they do lousy work. Imagine the risk there and the potential of tarnishing your reputation. Another benefit is that once you register your business, you make yourself eligible to apply for legal liability protection. This is essentially incorporating. You can turn your business into an LLC, which is a limited liability company, or you can incorporate. And what this does is it protects you and your assets. Once you incorporate or become an LLC, then you are no longer personally responsible for what happens. So if somebody were to come after you in a lawsuit, your personal assets, your personal finances are protected, and they can only go after the business itself. One more benefit that I personally think is really important is now this makes you eligible to open a business account. Business accounts, you can get them at most banks, and they have different packages, different interest rates and all that. But the biggest benefit is now you can filter all of your incoming and outgoing income through one account. You don't have to bother using your own personal accounts anymore. Also, this helps you keep track of your expenses for the business. So at the end of the year, when it comes time to do your taxes, you only have to filter one account. And it makes this thing so much easier at the end of the year. So these are some great benefits to registering your business. Again, this is not a hard process. And in most counties, it's really not that expensive. Contra Costa County is, I think, $35. San Francisco is $50. So this is a really useful and important step to getting your business, to getting your brand started. Okay, let's make it official. Let's go register our business. Now, I'm going to show you some information about all the different county clerk's offices. Contact them, call them, ask questions. You know, it's all about awareness, opening a dialogue with this stuff. If you're not sure, ask the question. But it's a really simple process. and it's a great thing to do to get things started. So thank you so much for your time, and we'll see you next time.